Morning, everyone. My name is Sibylla Rizzoli. Thank you for joining us for the world premiere of Drako Motors' first limited production electric supercar, Drako GTE. I would now like to welcome to the stage the founder, president, and CEO of Drako Motors, Dean Drako. Mr. Drako is a serial tech entrepreneur who is best known as the founder and CEO of Barracuda Networks, a Silicon Valley company that went public in 2012 on the New York Stock Exchange. Dean?
Thank you, Sibylla. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Appreciate you taking the time. Our team at Drako Motors has been working very hard to bring us to this point in time. I'd like to give a special thanks to Gordon Murray for yet another great event here at Quail, and a special thanks to Bruce Canepa for helping us along the road to get here. Growing up in Detroit, automobiles are in my DNA. I've always wanted to build a car and build cars. Working for 25 years in Silicon Valley, where the DNA is computers, silicon, and software, it became imminently clear that I needed to build an electric car, that we needed to build an electric car. Embarking on the development of a new supercar company is no small endeavor. Shiv and I took on that challenge, however, because with the advent of the electric car and advances in software technologies, there's a whole new world of engineering possibilities that have opened up to create exhilarating performance, precision control, and higher levels of safety. These possibilities and technologies apply to both the road and on the track. Today, we're launching and introducing the culmination of that vision, the Drako GTE. Drako GTE is an all-electric supercar with a four-motor architecture that delivers 1,200 horsepower, has a top speed of 206 miles per hour, and luxuriously accommodates 4 passengers. One of the key differentiating factors in the Drako GT is the ability for us to individually control the motors on each wheel, and therefore the power and torque delivered to each wheel at a millisecond level. We can exactly dial in both positive and negative delivery of power to each wheel and create a driving experience like no other. That driving experience takes all-wheel drive to a whole new level and creates a whole new driving dynamics. The Drako GTE is in production now, and we will be limiting production to only 25 units for delivery. At this point in time, I'd like to invite Shiv Sakand, my co-founder and Executive Vice President of Drako Motors, to help me assist with the unveiling.
Thank you, Dean. It's a great honor to be here at the 2019 Quail Motorsports Gathering, and I'd like to once again thank Gordon McCall for putting on such a fabulous show. I'd like to call to the stage our Chief Engineer, Sami Ruotsalainen, and our Director of Vehicle Engineering, Alistair King.
Okay. I don't remember what I'm supposed to say.
I think we're going to take the wraps off.
So, the performance of the Drako GTE and the engineering behind it are things of absolute video, are absolute beauty. We knew we needed to match that with a tour de force of visual beauty. And so we partnered with Loewe Vermeersch Grand Studio from Turin, Italy, to create an absolute beautiful masterpiece. I give you, without further ado, the Drako GTE. Drako GTE is exotic, muscular, and firmly planted on the ground. The car is an absolute piece of artwork. Without further, I'd like to have Shiv Sakand, the Executive Vice President of Drako Motors, who is the driving force behind creating the GTE, give you some high points of the design. Shiv?
Thank you, Dean. The design brief for this car was very clear from the beginning. A 200+ mile-an-hour top speed and incredible handling. In order to achieve that, we focused on 5 key areas of innovation: aerodynamics, powertrain, chassis, battery, and software. Looking at the front, the airflow on the front fascia is optimized to feed the 3 radiators that help cool the battery and the high voltage power electronics. However, it's the low front splitter and the prominent diffuser at the rear, coupled with the coda trunca cam tail rear, that really reveals the true sports car soul of Drako GTE. It was very important for us to connect the driver to the powertrain and to create an engine bay for the automotive aficionado. So what we're going to do now is to remove this beautiful one-piece carbon fiber hood so that you can see for yourself what we've created. Front and center, we see the high voltage inverters. Beneath them sit the first of 2 independent motors and gearboxes driving the front wheels. All mass is behind the front axle line for incredible steering precision. But what really excites me about this car is that what we're looking at is only half of the powertrain. In the rear, we have an identical set of motors, gearboxes, and inverters delivering 1,200 horsepower and over 8,000 Newton meters of torque for the driver to enjoy. What we can't see here, and the true heart of an electric car, is our battery. Our megawatt battery, perfectly positioned under the floor and centered, delivering one of the lowest center of gravities of any production car in the world today. Coupled with a very low polar moment of inertia and a true 50-50 weight distribution, the chassis delivers excellent balance and control. With 90 kilowatt hours of energy, the battery produces 2,200 amps of peak current and can deliver 1,800 amps continuous from full to empty with no thermal derating, allowing you to click off lap after lap after lap. Our massively parallel cooling architecture enables significant heat distribution to avoid any form of performance degradation.
I mean, I don't know if he's ready for something.
1,800 Newton meters of combined wheel torque and a top speed of 206 miles per hour. Complementing phenomenal performance, GTE embodies iconic Italian design and luxuriously
Concept.